So, good morning everybody. So, another cancellation, another video discussion. However, this is for the first half lang naman ng ating topic for the concept of motion. Again, today is August 28th, Friday. This lesson is intended for BSEE Main 1. Okay, so ibig sabihin, if we ever use this video, so all the receipt works and assignments ay required lang for this section alone. So this is for BSEE Main 1, Friday, August 28, 2026. Okay, so guys, ayun. So pakipanood ito dahil along the way, there will be seat works na babanggitin na kailangan isubmit nyo on the day of your enhancement program. Okay, so ayun, which is on Saturday, August 29, 2026. And we're supposed to schedule. Nasend ko naman na siya sa inyo. Okay? So, concept of motion tayo. Yari na tayo basically sa concept ng statics, which is yung hindi mga gumagalaw. The reason why teka nga, check ko nga baka naka-off yung mic. Ayun, naka-off na. So, the reason why inuna ko yung static is it is because medyo magkaiba talaga kasi yung fundamental concepts nila and medyo nakakalito siya on your part. But now, na pinaghiwalay ko na yung statics and dynamics, so I hope guys na mas nakatulong siya. Kaysa naman nag-analyze tayo ng gumagalaw, hindi gumagalaw, hindi gumagalaw based on the intended sequencing sa module. So, medyo challenging siya sa part natin kung ganun gagawin natin. Anyway, let's start with the concept of motion, of course. Parang ito lang ay katuloy ng physics or this is just a review ng physics subjects nyo pagdating sa kinematics. Okay, so yun. We have the concept of motion. Okay, identify the types of motion, solve kinematics problems, solve problems involving projectile motion. But yung projectile motion is, excuse me, basically for face-to-face na natin siya on the enhancement. So, ang una natin ngayon ay kinematics problem, the horizontal and vertical rectilinear muna. Okay, so now, what is motion nga ba? So, a motion is said to be, a body is said to be in motion when its position continually changes with regards to a stationary object as a reference point. Masasabi mo daw na yung isang object ay in state of motion if siya ay gumagalaw starting from a reference point. Let's say for example, ikaw ay galing dito. Wait lang guys. Ikaw ay galing dito sa point A. Okay? So you started at point A. Now, ikaw ay, let's say for example, at this point, you traveled all the way to this point B right here. So, ibig sabihin, lumipat ka. Ibig sabihin, nag-cover ka guys ng distance. At syempre, kapag ka nag-cover ka ng distance, may time yan. There will be time it takes for you to reach that point. Ibig sabihin, at this point, your time is 0 if that's your reference time. And then, nag-travel ka dito, nag-cover ka ng specific time t hanggang makarating ka doon sa yung second point natin. So, ibig sabihin, naka-experience ka ng motion, di ba? Kasi hindi ka naman nag-teleport dyan, papunta dyan sa may ating second point. Ibig sabihin, meron kang path na kinover. So, yun lang naman yun. Ibig sabihin, nag-travel yung isang particle from one place to another, starting from the reference point to a distance from the reference point. So, ibig sabihin, from point A to point B, nagkaroon ka ng covered na distance at para makarating ka doon, meron ka ding time na in-spend. Okay? So, sabihin, mula sa bahay nyo hanggang sa school. Pwede yun. Gano'n ka kabilis nakarating mula sa bahay nyo hanggang school. So, yun guys, ibig sabihin, gumalaw ka, di ba? Ayun. Now, for motion guys, there are types of motions. We have the uniform motion. Guys, always remember that for motion, the basic parameters are distance and time. So, yun mismo yung mga basic parameters natin, basic relations na kinukuha natin when it comes to motion. In terms of time, guys, kung mapapansin nyo, for uniform motion, a body is assumed to be in uniform motion when moving equal distances in the same time intervals. Ibig sabihin guys, let's say for example, nung 10 meters na yung natatravel mo, 1 second yung iyong na-attain. Tama? Nung 20 meters na, 2 seconds ka na. 30 is 3, 40 is 4, 50 is 5, 60 is 6. Ibig sabihin, habang lumalayo ka, Okay, lumalayo ka, tumataas din when y increases, okay? When y increases or the distance in terms of meter increases, your time in minutes also increases. But in what relation? Kung papansinin nyo, ano ba itsura ng graph natin? We have line. So, ibig sabihin, for uniform motion pala, we have linear relation between the distance na nako-cover and time it takes to reach that specific distance. Ibig sabihin, as x increases, y increases linearly. That's for uniform motion. Okay? Now, ibig sabihin, hindi nagbabago yung speed mo kasi hindi ka nag-accelerate, hindi ka mas bumibilis pa. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung rate mo nung kailan ka nagsimula is also the same as your rate kung kailan ka matapos hanggang makarating doon sa may intended distance mo. That's for uniform motion. For non-uniform motion, on the other hand, sabi diyan, a body is to be in non-uniform motion while moving an equal distances, okay, at the same unit or value of time. Kung papansin nyo guys, this is curve, tama? Either, ano yan? Ano yung relation natin kapag naka-curve? Hindi na yan linear. Yung highest degree niyan is either raised to 3 or raised to 2 or more. Sabihin, it could be parabolic curve, it could be curve for cubic equations natin. Ibig sabihin lang yan guys, once the time increases, okay, hindi na linearly nag-i-increase yung distance mo. Nagkakaroon ka na ng changes. Ano nangyayari doon? Let's say for example, nagta-travel ka along a certain distance. Tapos, mula sa inyo hanggang papuntang school, let's say for example, umaandar yung sinasakyan mong tricycle papunta ng school pero bigla siyang bumagal dahil nagkaroon ng traffic. Bumilis ulit dahil nawala na yung traffic. Bumagal dahil merong kamote, sabi nga ni JB Suarez. Then, bumilis siya ulit hanggang makarating sa school. Basically, ang na-experience natin is in a typical travel natin from the bahay to school are non-uniform motion kasi hindi tuloy-tuloy. Okay, gusto mo ba tuloy-tuloy? Sige, salpukin mo lahat. Okay, o ibig sabihin kung gusto mong constant yung velocity mo starting from the bahay to from the bahay to the school, magtuloy-tuloy ka, salpukin mo lahat, sagasaan mo lahat kung gusto mo. Okay, pero yun nga, since babawas ka ng speed when kailangan, nagdadagdag ka kung open naman kung freeway naman, ibig sabihin non-uniform, hindi constant yung relation ng time and distance. So yun lang naman, I hope it makes sense. Okay, now for the types of motion in terms of path, we have types of motion in terms of path ito. Okay, ito guys is types of motion in terms of the relation between the time and distance. Ito naman is type of motion, in terms of the path it takes. For linear guys, always remember that linear motion is basically along the x or along the y or any along the specific axis basta diretso siya. Okay, diretso siya. Okay, ang target nating discuss ngayon is the rectilinear. Continuous motion lang ang i-analyze natin. So, wala tayong erratic based on the module. So, hindi natin siya i-discuss. For rectilinear, it's either along the x or along the y. Basta straight yung motion mo. But, always remember, ano ba yung mga types ng problems dito? Let's say, for example, kotse, yung boat, ano pa ba? We have the bus, train, marami tayo dyan. Basta rectilinear siya. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kadalasan, para ang analysis natin dito, ang point of view natin, nasa top view tayo. Ganon. Car, ano pa ba? Yung bola na gumugulong, ganyan. Bowling ball, etc. And for curvilinear naman guys, ito naman guys yung motion na along the curves. Pero sir, bakit linear? Curve nga parang hindi naman nagme-make sense. Okay? I don't know if this will be part of your curvilinear properties, but i-assess ko din if meron tayong normal and tangential components. But basically guys, for curvilinear motion, there is a certain solving or type ng solving kung saan hindi natin siya ina-analyze as a curve itself. Ina-analyze natin siya, yung components ng motions mo into rectilinear components. Kaya ibig sabihin, even though curve siya, the acceleration will be distributed and will be analyzed ng as linear. So yun, ibig sabihin kahit curve siya, yung properties niya is i-analyze as linear. So under pa rin siya ng linear motion. And guys, do not be confused about the vertical rectilinear, horizontal rectilinear into free fall. Ang free fall natin guys is basically nahuhulog. Ano ba yun? Nahuhulog, umaangat. So ano yung concept natin dito? Ang na-add natin na concept when we are discussing the free fall is basically the gravity. So that's the gravitational constant acceleration due to gravity natin. For projectile naman guys, so that's for the linear, okay? So for projectile naman guys, basically ang path na tinutukoy natin dito is we have the trajectory. So mai-discuss naman natin siya. So but yun, hindi linear yung path niya, hindi diretso, naka-curve yan, naka-curve din siya in the form of trajectory. Okay, so trajectory tawag natin sa path ng projectile. So next naman is the circular motion. For circular motion naman guys, basically, ito guys yung mga motion na ina-analyze natin into circular condition. Let's say for example, we have the angular velocity, we have the angular acceleration, etc. Basta, ang analysis na natin dito is based dun sa circular path na tinatahak niya. So again, this will be part of the succeeding topics natin. So we'll be analyzing this type of problems sa mga susunod pa. And then also, we have the oscillatory. So basically for oscillatory, that's just like oscillations, yung mga pag-ikot lang din. Those types of motions. Yun naman ang kino-consider natin for oscillatory. So these are type of motions based on the path na kino-consider natin. Okay? So, na-doble pala. Yun lang din yun. And yun guys, please take note. Please take a screenshot or So, we are going to use these kinds of standard notation. Although, I believe that you are familiar with the notations when it comes to physics ng mga general symbols natin. Pero for this type of also, although you have the freedom to choose kung ano bang mga notation na gagamitin nyo. But always remember that for consistency lang din ng ating discussion in this type, yung T, i-represent natin, yung time is i-represent natin siya in the symbol or small letter T. Okay? So, ang unit niya is seconds. For acceleration, guys, we are going to use the symbol, the lowercase a, at syempre, ang unit niyan is meter per second square. For displacement naman, although guys, ang displacement natin, it could be either be x or y, or pwede rin naman delta x or delta y. Nagkataon lang guys na x or y yan, it is because initially, ina-assume na yung initial position is equal to 0. So, ibig sabihin, let's say for example, mamaya siguro, let's say for example, delta x or delta y, let's say for example, delta x is equal to y, or final position minus initial position. Since 0 to, delta x, wait lang, mali ang letters ko. Wait lang. Say for example, we have the delta x is equal to x final minus x initial. Since 0 to, so delta x is also equal to x. So there are times, guys, na ginagamit din natin si delta x to represent the symbol for displacement. And then for initial velocity, O na lang gamitin natin. It could be VI, V1, okay? But VO tayo in this discussion at ang unit niyan is meter per second. Okay? And then for the final velocity, just lowercase v lang yan. Ang unit niyan is meter per second lang din. Okay? Also remember that velocity is change in distance over time lang kasi. And then for the gravity naman, or the AG, G na lang siguro, acceleration due to gravity, we have meter per second square. Generally, we are using 9.81 meter per second square, but in this discussion kasi, nakalagay din sa module na we are using 9.8 lang meter per second square for the gravitational acceleration. So basically, 9.8 ang gamitin lang natin dito. So either way, kahit in pieces, in seatworks, etc., if gagamit kayo ng 9.81, it doesn't matter to me. So kasi yun naman talaga usually natin na ginagamit. But for this discussion, 9.8 na lang din muna gamitin natin. Okay? So let's proceed, guys. Bago tayo mag-proceed sa mga sample problems, there are few motion parameters that we need to discuss first para malaman nyo kung ano ba yung mga fundamental concepts na gagamitin natin at kakailanganin natin in doing so. Now guys, let's start with the motion parameters. Okay? Una is the displacement. Displacement, sabi ko nga sa inyo, it could either be delta x or delta y, or y or simply x or y. But dito, para maging consistent tayo, delta x and delta y na lang gamitin natin. So, it is defined as the distance moved by a particle into a specified direction. Okay guys, ito kasi technically gumagalaw talaga yan on the PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Okay, so siguro ako na lang ang magagalaw ng kusa sa kanya. Okay, for the displacement guys, di ba? Okay, for the displacement guys, final position, sabi diyan, final position, it is noted as basically walang subscript, di ba? So, ito is for noting the initial, we have subscript O or the origin or whatever, basta yung initial is may O lagi siya na kasama. Okay? Wait lang. Ano, wala na. Okay. Okay. Ibig sabihin, ito yung tao natin. Pagka guys, displacement yung pinag-uusapan natin, huwag na nga natin gawin na ganyan. Hindi pa siya nadadrag along. Okay. So, yan. Pagka guys, displacement pinag-uusapan natin, initially, andito siya sa may 0. So, tama? XO is equal to 0. Now, at a certain time, so wala pa tayong ino-consider na time dito, nag-move siya such that nakarating siya dito after certain time. So, ibig sabihin, the final position is equal to 6. So, for the displacement, sabi natin dyan, delta x is basically equal to what? 6 minus 0. So, basically, the displacement is equal to 6 meters. Ito yun, guys. The displacement is 6 meters. Okay? So, basically, ayan lang naman yun. And I believe you have sound knowledge on that, on your physics. So, pero re-reviewin pa rin natin, of course, para naman mas maintindihan nyo pa. Okay, now, we have here the most tricky or the somehow tricky questions, especially from physics natin. What is the difference between the distance and displacement? Okay? So, always remember guys that distance is the total path covered of the particle regardless of the regardless kung ano ba yung this is a total path taken. Ibig sabihin yun yung largest or pinakamahabang path na tinake ng particle from one position to another without considering kung ano ba yung shortest distance there is. Okay? Ibig sabihin, alin dito yun? Yung blue or yung dash line na red? So, in this case, yung dash line na red. Pag pinag-uusapan guys, yung total distance or the distance na natin, always remember that lahat ng nadaanan mo, yun ang i-compute mo. Halimbawa, ikaw, okay, nakapasok ka na sa school bago mag-cancellation of classes. So, nasa school ka ngayon. Ngayon, instead na umuwi agad ng bahay, eto yung bahay mo sa point B. Instead na umuwi agad ng bahay, ang dami mo pang pinuntahan. Tara sa Mega. Punta tayo ng Mega. Sige, dyan tayo. Teka, walang makakainan dito eh. Okay? Punta kaya tayo ng, let's say, punta tayo ng Kapitan Pepe, maraming kakainan dun. Okay, kaso sobrang lakas ng ulan, sarado pala. Okay, balik na lang tayo ng Freedom. Doon na lang tayo kumain. Okay, so wala pa rin makakainan. Tambay na lang muna tayo, kape na lang siguro. Nakapagkape na tayo dito. Gutom na talaga ako, pre. Wala nga tayong kakainan. Umuwi ka na lang. Okay, so sabihin, dami mong pinagdaanan. Ngayon, let's say for example, this is 2 km. This is 3 kilometers. This is 4 kilometers. This is, say, 2 kilometers ulit bago ako makauwi. Since malayo talaga yung bahay mo, let's say this is 75 kilometers. Okay, layo, no? Ibig sabihin, pagka kinuha mo yung distance niyan, you have 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 75. That's the total distance covered. However, guys, pag pinag-uusapan natin yung displacement, it is the shortest distance from point A to point B. Regardless kung ano yung path na tinahak niya, kung ano yung length ng tinahak niya, kung ano yung length nung shortest distance from point A to point B, yun ang displacement. Ibig sabihin, regardless kung saan ka nagpunta, kung saan ka dumaan, ang displacement mo lang is basically from A to B. Okay? Ganun guys, ang difference ng distance and displacement. Layo na napuntahan ng distance, no? Okay, so basically, yun lang pinagkaiba nila. Mas mahaba talaga technically yung distance. Okay? So, yun. Next is under the motion parameters, guys. We will also be talking about the main parameters of motion, especially ito yung highlight natin, siya yung bida lagi, halos. Okay. First is the velocity. The velocity is the rate of change of displacement with respect to time. If titingnan, gumagalaw kasi ito Gumagalaw siya. So, ibig sabihin guys, let's say for example, etong una. Okay? Etong una is since positive yung velocity mo, ibig sabihin lang yan guys ay okay, ibig sabihin lang yan guys is pa-forward ka. Ibig sabihin as time increases guys, okay, yung location mo or yung distance mo is what? Okay, is wait lang guys. Okay? Let's say for example, nag-travel yung particle mo from point A to point B. Ang naging displacement niya is basically 3 meters. Okay? So that's 3 meters per second. Okay? Ibig sabihin guys, yung total distance, yung total displacement na na-cover mo, i-divide mo lang yon with the time it takes na nakarating ka doon, yun na guys yung velocity mo. Siguro, mamaya natin siya i-elaborate when it comes to reading the formulas. Okay? Pagdating naman guys sa acceleration, it is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Ibig sabihin na to guys, ang kino-compute naman natin is the change of velocity. Ibig sabihin na to, the velocity is not constant. Pagka constant guys, ang velocity, ibig sabihin hindi siya nagbabago, okay? Meron ba tayong formula dito? Yes, ma'am. Ibig sabihin guys, kapag hindi siya nagbabago, okay, kapag hindi nagbabago yung iyong velocity, the acceleration will be equal to 0. Mamaya papakita ko sa inyo, okay? Now, ibig sabihin, pag kumukuha pala tayo ng acceleration o nagkakaroon ng acceleration yung isang object, kapag siya or yung velocity niya is nagkakaroon ng change din with respect to time. Bumibilis ka. Okay, ibig sabihin, pag bumibilis ka o bumabagal ka, nag-accelerate ka or nagde-decelerate with respect to time. Okay? So, may formula tayo dito, guys. For the average velocity, basically, it is the change of, the displacement divided by the time during which that displacement occurs. Nagkaroon ka ng change in position from point A to point B. Therefore, there is a displacement. Tama. Ngayon, from point A to point B, let's say, from point A to point B, okay? Of course, nagkaroon ka ng displacement dito. Let's say this is delta x. Tama? Ngayon, hindi ka naman makakarating dyan kung wala kang time na na-cover. Unless nga, marunong ka mag-teleport. Diba? Mahusay. Okay? Para kang meron kang portal ng Encantadia. Okay? So, ibig sabihin guys, at from point A to point B, meron ka ding time na na-cover sa kanya. Ibig sabihin, delta t. Okay? Ibig sabihin guys, i-divide mo lang pala yung displacement mo which is ang displacement natin, ang unit is in meters, ang time natin is in seconds, kaya guys, meter per second ang ating velocity. Okay? This is average velocity. Ibig sabihin guys, ang kinukuha lang natin guys is the average velocity from point A to point B. Nagkakaintindihan? The average velocity, kahit na nagkaroon ng changes due to acceleration, deceleration, ang ina-analyze lang natin is the average velocity from the time na nag-travel yung particle from point A to point B. Nagkakaintindihan? Next, for the average acceleration naman guys, it is basically defined as the ratio of the change in velocity divided by the time. Nagkakaroon ka, sorry guys, this is A to A. This is A, B, G. Sorry, hindi ko na bago. Parang baligtad ata. Hindi, tama lang. This is A, B, G. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ayan. Ibig sabihin, we have the delta V over the time it takes naman to from point A to point B. Ibig sabihin, from point A to point B, nagkaroon ka ng change in your velocity. Always remember guys, na kapag ang isang object ay bumagal, ikaw ay nagde-decelerate. Okay? Let's say for example, initially, nagta-travel ka. Okay? First condition. Ito, sample problem na to This is just a review. Okay? For first condition, initially nagta-travel ka ng 5 meters per second. Tapos guys, ikaw, okay, when time is equal to 10 seconds, na-achieve mo ngayon na bumilis into 10 meters per second. Calculating the average acceleration, basically, you have V minus VO, you have 10 minus 5 over 10. Ilan kaya ito? Okay, so basically, this is 5 divide 10. This is basically 0.5 meters per second square. Nagkakaintindihan? So, yan yung first condition. Ibig sabihin, positive na kuha mo dito, tama? Bakit? Kasi nag-accelerate ka at rate of 0.5 meter per second square. Next, for the second condition, paano naman initially nagta-travel ka ng 5 meters per second? Since bago yung motor mo, okay, nakakita ka ng tae, sorry, baka kumakain kayo ngayon, so pasensya na, mali. Nakita mo, so ayaw madumi yan, so nagbagal ka ngayon. Ngayon, biglang naging 2 meters per second ka na lang. In this case, at time is equal to, let's say 3 seconds. So, bilis tagal. Basta, let's say, theoretically, yan. So, for the average acceleration, this is basically equal to 2 minus 5 over 3. So, in this case, 2 minus 5 is negative 3 over 3. This is negative 1 meter per second square. Negative ka kasi nga nag-decelerate ka. Nagbawas ka ng speed. So, yun lang naman yun. Yun lang naman basically yung concept for the average acceleration. Next, we have the average speed. Pagka naman average speed, tulad ng sabi ko, pag average speed yung kinukuha natin, we are not using the displacement. Rather, we are using the total distance covered from point A to point B. Lahat ng path na dadaanan is i-consider mo. So basically, yun guys ang difference nung dalawa. Okay, now, instantaneous speed. Okay, for instantaneous speed, it is equal to the magnitude of its instantaneous velocity. Pero ano po ba instantaneous velocity? For the instantaneous velocity, guys, ibig sabihin at specific instant, okay, from point A to point B, is nagkakaroon ka ng changes pa. So, ibig sabihin, hindi linear proportionality ngayon. Hindi linear yung proportionality mo. Kaya ang nangyayari dyan, or hindi lang linear, but also could be, ano tawag dito? Hindi pala siya constant, sorry. Linear, it could be linear, it could be quadratic, it could be cubic, yung relationship ng distance and time mo. But guys, hindi siya uniform. Okay, so this is non-uniform. Ibig sabihin, at any specific change of time, nagkakaroon pa rin ng pagbabago sa distance na natatravel mo. Let's say, for example, you are covering 10 meters, ano yung kanina? We have 10 meters, let's say, for example. Tapos, na-travel mo siya in 1 second. Nung 20 naman, na-travel mo siya in 2 seconds. Let's say, sige, gawin natin. Hindi ko sinusulat, ano? Okay. Gawin natin ganyan. Let's say, eto. Okay. Let's say, 10 meters, 1 second. 20 meters, 2 seconds. 30 meters, 3 seconds. Di ba nga guys, usually, yung time natin, okay, yung time natin is linear lang yung proportionality. Uniform lang yung motion natin. As x increases, y increases linearly. Tama? Ngayon, ibig sabihin, uniform yung motion mo. At any given specific time, yung change in distance mo, uniform lang din. But for instantaneous velocity, guys, always remember na hindi na siya ganun yung relationship niya. Let's say, for example, nung una, at 10, 1 second ka. Ngayon, nung na-achieve mo yung 20, ibig sabihin naman, naka-achieve ka dito, okay, 20 meters, pero 4 seconds na. So, medyo bumagal ka dyan. Tumagal yung time mo eh. Pero, nung 30, okay, nung 30 na, yung iyong distance, naging 5 naman. Ibig sabihin lang nun guys, yung mo dyan, yung relationship ng time and distance mo, basically, hindi na siya uniform. Tama? Kasi bumibilis ka, ito gumanyan to. Tama? Tapos ito, medyo bumagal to. Medyo bumagal siya. Ipapakita natin yung graph niya. Siguro medyo babagal siya pababang ganon. And then bigla siyang bibilis. Okay, ibig sabihin lang nun guys, okay, that in any specific instant, nagbabago yung iyong rate ng velocity. So basically, hindi siya, kaya sa tinawag na instantaneous kasi naka-reference siya sa time. Kaya mapansin nyo, okay, meron tayong dx over dt or we are going to get the rate of change in position over or with respect to time. Bakit may dx over dt tayo? Usually guys, kapag nakakita kayo guys ng ano po ba yung difference ng average velocity and instantaneous velocity. For average velocity, ito na lang siguro tandaan nyo, may formula since nga may constant tayo na sinusunod. For instantaneous velocity naman, meron laging given na equation. So pag nakakita kayo ng given na equation, that's instantaneous velocity na agad. Okay, derive mo siya with respect to time. Yun ay magiging equations for velocity mo. At any given time, magbabago yung x. Yun lang naman yun, di ba? That's the relationship. At with respect to time, magbabago si x. Di ba? With respect to time, nagbago yung x mo. Aray ko po. So, ibig sabihin, yun lang yung relationship nung dalawa. Now guys, for instantaneous acceleration naman, okay, basically, it is the rate of velocity with respect to time. Okay, in this case guys, nagbabago naman daw yung velocity mo with respect to time. Okay, so basically, when habang nagpa-progress yung time, pabago-bago yung velocity mo. Hindi siya linear proportionality. So, ibig sabihin, ganun yung ino-consider natin. Now guys, ano po ba yung na to? Okay? For instantaneous acceleration guys, always remember that this is just if this is the first derivative ng equation ng position over time. For acceleration, this is the second derivative of the equations of position. Okay, the first derivative ulitin ko for the instantaneous velocity, it is first derivative ng equation ng position. For acceleration, it is the first derivative nung equation ng velocity, or also equal to the second derivative nung position. Kasi na-derive mo na siya dito, di ba? Na-derive mo na yung equation ng position, kaya dv over dt. Ibig sabihin, may equation ka na to in terms of the first derivative nung equation ng position mo, so that pag dinerive mo ulit yon, makukuha mo naman yung acceleration. So, I believe, gets naman yung part na yun. Okay? So, ayun lang guys. Basically, pagka nasa instantaneous velocity tayo, pag binigyan ka ng equation ng position, i-derive mo lang siya in terms of time. Pag na-derive mo siya in terms of time, pag na-derive mo naman siya in terms of time, makaka-create ka na ng equation ng velocity mo. Ngayon, yung equation ng velocity mo na yun, pag kinuha mo yung first derivative nun, makakuha mo naman si equation ng acceleration. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito is equivalent lang nito. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, na-derive mo na kasi siya dito. Pag dinerive mo siya ulit, makukuha mo naman yung acceleration equation natin. I hope that's clear. Okay? But ito guys, basically kasi, this will be kung diniderive pa kasi to into, marami tayong pinanggagalingan ng mga kinematic equations na to. Supposedly, i-derive ko din sana siya one by one, but again, since may time pa tayo before, so naisipan ko na i-derive siya one by one, and since nagkaroon nga ulit tayo ng cancellation of classes, hindi ko na siya i-derive, so this will be formula based. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng gagawin natin will always be revolving around the formulas na lang. So, ano yung kailangan yung gawin? When you are going to solve the problems, of course, dapat kabisado yung mga formula na gagawin or sasabihin ko dito. Yun yung una, kabisado yung formula, kabisado yung mga notation, ano ba si V, ano si VO, ano si A, ano si T, delta X, delta Y. Yun pa. And then A. O ano yung mga ibig sabihin nun? Pag hindi nyo kasi alam yun, hindi nyo alam kung paano masosolve yung formula. So, that's 2. Pangatlo is, of course, is to identify. Since more of the problems na isosolve natin ay worded problems, dapat guys, is identified nyong mabuti kung sino ba yung mga tinutukoy sa problem. Kailan ko masasabi na si V, na yung isang value na binigay is the final velocity or the initial velocity? Kailan ko masasabi na yung hinahanap natin is si acceleration? Kailan ko masasabi na ang hinahanap si time? Sino yung mga given? Yun guys yung tatlong kailangan. Una, kailangan kabisado mo. Pangalawa, kailangan kabisado mo rin at alam mo kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga general notations natin or ng mga letters. Pangatlo naman is alam mo of course kung paano i-identify sa problem, sino-sino yung mga yun. Okay? So for instantaneous velocity naman, basically, for instantaneous velocity, you just get the first derivative of the position equation with respect to time. For acceleration, you'll just have to take the first derivative of the equation of velocity with respect also to time. Which is nagre-resort nga lang din yan sa second derivative ng ating position equation. Dinerive mo siya dito kanina, yung position equation mo, nakakuha ka na equation ng velocity, dinerive mo ulit, makakuha ka naman ng equation ng acceleration. I believe that's clear. Okay? Next. Okay, bago tayo tumungo doon, this should be, guys, please remember this, paki-screenshot ito. So, tomorrow, bago tayo mag-start, I will be calling students who will recite. Ngayon, pag hindi mo to alam, o hindi mo alam yung tinutukoy ko based on this video, so, i-assume ko na hindi mo pinanood yung video. Pag hindi mo pinanood yung video, yung discussion natin for tomorrow, sigurado ko hindi mo rin maiintindihan. So, hanggang mahuli na ang lahat. So, hanggang sa hindi na tayo maka-catch up. Okay, so I suggest everyone na sana magtuloy-tuloy. So, please take a screenshot of this specific problem or specific questions at sasagutin nyo yan bago tayo mag-start ng succeeding problems or succeeding topics natin for tomorrow. Okay? But bago tayo mag-take ng sample problem, ituloy ko muna with the continuous motion na. O concept na muna tayo ngayon for the first video. Mamaya tayo mag-sample problem. For continuous motion, vertical or free fall, kanina kasi continuous motion na horizontal, yun yung rectilinear, along the x or along the y naman yun. Ito namang free fall, may mababago lang tayong konti dito. Ano po ba yung free fall? So the acceleration due to gravity is a special constant that exists in vacuum. Meaning, without air resistance, we are neglecting always the air resistance. Wala nang mimiloso po. Yung gravity na yan ano yan kumbaga nalalaglag bola pero meron kasing hangin so pipigilin yan blah blah blah. No. Okay? So ibig sabihin, ang consideration natin, wala na tayong air resistance. Isipin nyo na yung world nyo na ginagalawan in dynamics ay without consideration of the air or nasa vacuum lang tayo. If an object is free fall, the gravity will change on objects. Ito yung, ang rate ng gravity natin for this discussion is 9.8 meters per second every second. Kaya, meters per second square. So, nakalagay dyan, 9.8 meter per second every second or 9.8 meter per second square. Ka-OA naman kasi nung 9.8 meter per second every second. So, ito lang yun. 9.8 meter per second square. And the acceleration due to gravity is always acts downward. Natural. Sino dito, ang gravity sa kanila ay pataas? Lumulutang ka. So, wala naman, di ba? So, the gravity always acts downward and always constant near the surface of the earth and always perpendicular with the surface of the earth. Walang gravity na patagilid ang nangyayari. Okay? So, now. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, negative daw yung gravity natin. Pag ino-oppose natin yung natural directions niya, positive naman yan kapag along the natural direction niya. But for the derived formula, guys, always remember, but for the derived formula, bakit ito is naka-negative na yan? Ni-negative na yan, guys, for the derived formulas ng free-falling bodies natin. Pag naka-negative na yan sa formula mo, always remember, guys, that yung 9.8 meter per second square mo dito ay naka-positive na. Ayun na, the value of G should be taken as positive value. So, ibig sabihin, positive na yung iyong, positive na yung gravity na gagamitin mo dyan. Okay? So, yun. Okay, the value of the G should be taken as positive value. So, yun. Yun lang naman for the concept of continuous motion, rectilinear na horizontal or vertical yon, and of course the vertical na free fall naman. Okay, so that's for the concept. And for bago ko pala magsimula sa sample problem, paki-screenshot na tong sheet work na to. This will also maisasubmit ito tomorrow. Sheet work ito, guys, sheet work. Ibig sabihin ng sheet work, these are my non-negotiables na kapag hindi mo na i-submit on the time na supposed na submit, okay, so hindi ko na siya i-allow. So this is part of seat work number 1 and seat work number 2. Pakisulat on one whole sheet of yellow pad paper. So dalawa lang naman yan. So paano ko po yan masasagutan? Okay, panoorin yung next problem for the sample problems. Next video for the sample problems. Okay, so yun, let's proceed.